Hi everyone, in this video you will learn how to find the derivative of a certain function given or using the power rule. Alright, I have 6 examples here for you, so let's go answer these first 2 examples. Normally you will see this symbol for derivatives. Sometimes you can also use this. So either of these two can be used. Alright, so let's just use the second one. First derivative of negative 4x raised to 3. What we will do is we will multiply the exponent to the coefficient. So 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. And then we will subtract 1 from 3. That gives us x squared. And that gives us the answer. Alright, let's do that to this second example. So again, I will use this symbol for the first derivative. Multiply 2 to 6. By the way, that's 2/3. So 6 times 2/3. Let me just rewrite that first. And then x raised to 6 minus 1, which is 5. 6 times 2 is 12, divided by 3 is 4. Or we can actually cancel the 6 and 3. So that would be 2 times 2, which is 4. X raised to 5. Alright. Let's go to the third and fourth example. Now, if the given is a polynomial, you have to find the derivative of each term. So which means the derivative of x squared, negative 2x, and then the positive 3. For the x squared, right, so we multiply that 2 to the 1 there. That would be 2x raised to 1 because 2 minus 1 is just 1. And then for this, there's an exponent 1, right? Multiply that to negative 2. That gives us negative 2. 1 minus 1 is 0, so x raised to 0 will just be 1. And that gives us negative 3. If it's the constant, that will just be equal to 0. Okay? So, derivative of 3 is just 0. So, this is our answer. Alright, for this one, again, 4 times negative 3 over 2. So, let me just rewrite that. Okay, and then x, 4 minus 1 is 3, so x raised to 3. Plus, so we understand that that would just be equal to 5. 1 times 5 is 5, and then 1 minus 1 is 0. And since this is a constant number, that will just be 0. So let's simplify the first term. 4 and 2 can be cancelled out, so 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. X raised to 3 plus 5. Alright, now let's go to the last 2 examples. Okay, so if you encounter this kind of problem, you need to use some knowledge about loss of exponent. We can actually rewrite this as 2/3 x raised to negative 4. Okay, so if you are not familiar or you don't know how to do that, you need to learn or study about the loss of exponent. Okay, let's continue now. So let's multiply that negative 4 to 2/3. So first derivative, negative 4 times 2/3, and then x, negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5. Okay, so this is going to be negative 8 over 3, and then x raised to negative 5. Of course, we want the exponent to be positive, so let's put it back and use the loss of exponent in the denominator, x raised to 5. There you go. And this is our final answer. Alright, let's go to my last example. Again, you just need to find the derivative of each term. Let's deal with the first term. Let me just rewrite that first. Using the loss of exponent, that would just be x raised to negative 3. And then for the second one, this is 5 over 2. And this will be x raised to 2/3. Negative 2/3 to be specific. So this is 2, and then the index is 3. That'll be positive if it's in the denominator. We want it to put that in the numerator to apply the power rule. So now we are ready to find the first derivative of this. So negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. X, negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. And then minus negative 2/3 times 5 over 2. And then x, subtract 1 to that. So negative 2/3 minus 3 over 3 is equal to negative 5 over 3. Alright, let's simplify this and then make all the negative exponents positive. Let's start with this one. So this is negative 3 over um, x raised to 4. And then for this one, since these are two negative signs, this will be plus. We can cancel the 2's. So 5 over 3. Okay, again, let's put that negative exponent in the denominator to make it positive. So, and then let's convert that. You can actually write it like this if you want, or you can convert that into radical. So 5 over 3 cube root of x raised to 5. So either of those two. All right. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. Thank you and have a good one. Bye bye.